Hey, it's Caroline. Let's take a look at how to do a behavior plan using SPED membership. So we're going to cruise to our dashboard, of course, and right in the middle in black are behavior plans. I'm going to click on that and then let's explore this panel. We look at the Get Started box. That's where you should have found this video. The Create a Behavior Intervention Plan in the middle is where we're going to auto-generate all of our plans. View My BIPs is where we are going to look at any plan that we've made. And then Best Practices gives you tips for conducting and writing a behavior plan. So let's look here in the middle and create a behavior plan ourselves. We are going to do one for Paul Bunyan today. You can see that the date auto-filled here. I am filming this on November 7th. And let's add Paul's name in here. And Paul's pronouns are he and his. And Paul is a 6th grader. We're going to add all of the committee members that will be attending, and we're going to type their names into the boxes. I will be the teacher of record. We've got Jim. Bunyan is the parent. The public agency rep is Tim Jones. The general education teacher is Patty Smith. And we've got Linda Turner is the specialist name. We've got all the committee members in there. We jump to our next step, which is our hypothesis of concern. This sentence right here is the model that I always use to write my hypothesis. So you can see I have one ready to go for Paul. When Paul is asked to do large tasks, Paul begins chopping down all the classroom materials in a perceived attempt to evade the work at hand. So you are welcome to follow this model or do a different way that you prefer yourself, but that is how I enjoy doing mine. Looking at step 4, proactive actions, strategy, and supports are anything that we're going to do to prevent that behavior that Paul falls into, that destructive behavior of concern. So I am going to definitely have classroom rules for him. I don't actually want a mini schedule for him. I want a visual schedule. So I'm going to add other there. And let's do monitoring controls for him as well. For the environment, he needs a study carrel, definitely needs a calm down room. And let's give headphones for him as well. For people, I do want him working with a social worker. Also, the homeschool advisor would be great. And let's see if we can get some good peer buddies to help him out, get him some good connections in school. Looking here for step 5, these are incentives and reinforcements that we're going to use to help him with the new behavior that we want him working on. So I have these in 4 different categories for you. I do select some from each category almost always. It just kind of helps keep the roll going, so get as much positive as we can. So he loves pets in the classroom. So we're definitely going to get him to help out more with the pets and see if we can do some positive calls home. For escaping, he definitely likes the iPad and wants to relax with that. I'm going to put that calm down area, calm down room again. For escape, sensory, he does like a fidget and he likes the sensory room and he really likes to go to the gym. Tangibly speaking, he does like snacks and a drink. And I'm going to add an other here for the vending machine. Okay. Now for step 6, the behavior of concern. These top 4 are the main ones that I typically am focusing on when I'm writing behavior plans. Other will pop up for you to add anything. But these are the 4 big that I do. Whichever box you pop up, or all of them of course, it would bring up a box for you to type in your sentence to explain the concerns that your student is having. I have a ready to go one for Paul as well here, talking about his physical aggression, and I am objectively explaining this. So Paul exhibits behavior that often results in destruction of property. He stated he wants to use an axe to cut down everything. Paul has engaged in activities that has caused his body and other bodies physical harm. All important information to know, all as objective as possible, and if possible, I do like to use something that the child has told me about their specific behavior. So I'm going to jump over here to number 7, and this is where we really get sped up on a behavior plan. So when you look down here, I think it's about 20 different behavior strategies that are some of my go-tos that I can add here for Paul. So Paul definitely needs some social skill instruction. You can see that it auto-generated his name based on what we'd put in before. And I usually like to pick about 3 to 5, no more than 5, but definitely more than 1. So you can see here, I also want him to receive instruction, specific instruction on how to manage and regulate himself at school. What's great about this is I can edit this in any way. So I could just take out that little phrase right here and have a different goal. Let's say that I chose one of the here. So we could say, keep your body to yourself instead of why did you hit him? So let's just go with those 3 and we'll look at our next step. We have implementation of the replacement behavior. So this is what are we going to do to make sure that the replacement behavior is going to be taught and carried out effectively. So all the things that I'd like to help him with here. So definitely social stories. Some peer buddy support would be amazing. I'm always going to use visuals. He needs clearly defined rules. And then who's going to be helping me with that? So of course it's going to be the teacher of record almost always. Hopefully your social worker is going to be able to help out. You may have an occupational therapist that's helping out with some of the sensory concerns as well. And let's put other, and we'll specifically say the principal, because the principal is really engaged with Paul and helps out quite a bit. So we'll jump to our next box. The de-escalation strategy is, even though we're trying to prevent Paul's negative behavior from happening, we realize that it still might, and what are we going to do once it does manifest? So activity-wise, he is going to need that calm down room. He might need some physical exercise scheduled in there whenever he is having an episode, and maybe some silence. Over here, action, we are going to do removal, and we are going to reward his positive behaviors always. We're going to use visuals, and we know from past experience that he likes deep pressure, so we can help with that as well. For step 10, this is just if he does or does not require a crisis plan. Since Paul's behavior results in the physical harm of himself or others, he definitely needs a crisis plan, which of course you can make in this membership as well. Here's your other really fast speed 'em up area. I have 8 categories for behavior goals here. When you click on any of the categories, a section will pop down to show you some of the goals that I've used in the past, some of them that you might be able to use right away, but you can edit any of them that you'd like. I am going to go with a word completion goal here for him because I like how it says follow class rules to keep his body to himself, do what teachers say, use the break room. And again, I can change this and edit in any way. So I could say follow class rules. And I can come over here and I can add another one if I'd like. Let's look at social. Let's have him demonstrate a minimum of 5 appropriate physical contacts. And you can change that to 3. Well, let's change it. Let's leave it at 5 and change it to weekly. So you're looking for one a day, basically. And we can go on to next. And for step 12, we're saying, how are we proving what we just did? What are we doing to collect that data? I am a really big behavior management sheet person, love behavior charts, and I use them almost daily, and typically I'm the person recording that information. Let's say that you do have a social worker that's working with you though, and we're going to say social worker here, and she gives you a monthly report of progress that they're making and what they've worked on. So we could add that as well. I try not to add a ton of those because it's more paperwork for me, but whatever is true documentation that gets you information is what you want to go with. Your very last step is your additional information, and I always add something like this. Paul's behavior plan will be reviewed monthly and updated as needed. Then we're going to submit that, and it's going to take us to our behavior plan grid. You can see one that I was practicing on the other day with this fictional person, and here's the one we just did. I'm going to click the PDF, and it will pop open here. And I'm going to open it and drag it into the screen for us to hopefully see here. Maybe. Try that again. Come on, Paul. There we go. Okay. And you can see here, I don't know why it jumped to page 3, but page 1 shows all the information that we added here, starting with our committee members, our hypothesis, scrolling all the way down, adding all the information that we have just entered into this very nice, easy to read, easy to pass out, and easy to include in Paul's file within an online IEP or within his cumulative file in your school. Again, you can go back. I'm going to close this real quick. You could come over here and edit anything that we just did. And let's say you found a mistake or you just needed to change something, or maybe it's a month later and you're updating anything. You can come in here and update that and save your changes and then be ready to re-download your PDF at any time. Okay, my errors have been highlighted because we didn't make any changes. Regardless, let's go. No, we don't want to cancel. Let's go to cancel. That is how you do a behavior plan. Good luck. I hope that you have many, many successes with this, and reach out to me if you need help.